I analyze transactions and accounting policy. In my free time, I evaluate real estate opportunities for a bunch of different investors. On the surface, you wouldn't consider me your average burner. However, you have to look deeper. I love using both sides of my brain. I love creating amazing dishes. I love traveling to remote places. And I've eaten a meal completely composed of bugs. When I was over at a friend's house and they told me about their experiences at Burning Man, I was immediately, I'm in. That sounds amazing. Initially, I didn't really know much about burning. Vaguely knew wild costumes, crazy personalities, and 24/7 parties. But there's so much more. There's these 10 principles, and I knew I was going to embrace all of them from the beginning. They sound amazing of what this world is supposed to be like, and I couldn't wait. One of them stood out in particular to me. It was gifting. It seemed daunting, and as a first-time burner, there isn't as much pressure to embrace gifting. You don't know what to give. I don't know. They don't want to give that pressure on the first-timers, but I really wanted it. I couldn't wait. But what to give? It's kind of hard. I mean, people give anything from having a massage booth to spending months creating an art installation or taking someone up in their helicopter over Black Rock City. My pockets aren't that deep yet, and I don't have a helicopter. So I had to come up with a more creative solution. What could I give? I love cooking. Maybe I could take something to Burning Man, and I'm one of those people that can eat 24 hours a day. I love food. So to give food out at Burning Man seems amazing. And I thought about it for a while. What would I take out there? What would I take out there? 110 degrees in the middle of the day, 40 degrees at night. That sounds really hard to keep any food on me at all. Maybe that's not the best idea. So I mulled over this stuff for a while. I'm like, what can I give? Then I was like, wait a second. Everyone has really, really appreciated how lately, friends, family, how I've taught them about personal finance. How could I teach that at Burning Man? I thought that was such a cool idea because it's like so weird, and people don't have classes in personal finance. I mean, like, do you know the difference between a 401k, an IRA, when to buy a house versus an investment property? Mutual funds, there's lots of different things, and they're all really basic, and I think I can explain them well, but people just don't know them. And anyway, so I took this idea to, even though it's my first year coming to Burning Man, I've been pretty involved with the community. And I went to an event, and I was speaking to what I consider the elders of the group. And I told them about my idea, and they're all kind of like, that's kind of anti-Burning Man. Yeah, I mean, like, kind of everything about it's not right. So I went to the next person, and they were just like, nah, it's just like, Burning Man isn't the right place for that. It's just, for something a little different. And I'm just like, what? So I went back in my mind, I was kind of mulling over, I'm like, yes it is, like these are artists, like they could really use this information. They would benefit from it. It'd be so cool. They'd be like, oh my god, that actually makes sense. I don't like going to classes because it's all I don't speak another language, and I feel I can speak to people. So it'd be good. But I kind of mulled on it a couple more days because I was just like, I don't want to give up on that idea because I think it's awesome. Then it was a Saturday night, and I was biking home from a party, slightly intoxicated, and I had an epiphany. It was crazy. it all just hit me at once. This is Burning Man. There's these 10 principles, and if I was going to teach personal finance, I'd have to incorporate every single one of those. So the idea of, I would have to take away money out of it. It would have to be this months of planning. I would have to have immediacy. I would actually have to have gifting. There would have to be like bartering, and it would be crazy. So I had to think, how could I turn these 10 principles into something crazy? And as I thought more and more about Burning Man, and what I could give to Burning Man, and how I could employ those 10 principles, I kept thinking and thinking about what Burning Man meant. And I was already getting involved with the community. I decided, why don't I volunteer my time? So I've been working with a program that's going to be setting up an art installation. We're working like crazy to set it all up. I'm actually going to Burning Man early, just because I'm that excited. And I'm going to help build this art installation. I'm super pumped. And I'm taking my crazy idea another step. If you don't think I'm crazy enough with that personal finance. I'm also an artist. And I had a particularly hard point of my life around 2008. And I made some mixed media art and took some photographs of it. And it's kind of just been sitting on my computer. It's kind of sitting there, kind of remembering in my mind, only not sharing it with anyone, of this time in my life. And it's beautiful art. So I've made postcards of that art from the photographs, and I'm going to be giving it out on the playa. They're going to be pre-stamped. Some of them will have my address on. Some of them will be my friends' addresses, some of my family. Some of them will be blank, so they can send to their friends and family. And there's going to be, for those of you who don't know, Black Rock City is its own city. They actually do have a post office there. So people will take these gifts from me, travel along the playa, and be like, I'm going to write something to someone, and it's going to go. And it's so easy to do it. And I know some of these people happen to be burners. And so I'm not going to get one for like another 6 months. They'll pull it out of their bag when they finally maybe start getting ready for next year's burn and be like, what was this thing? And maybe I'll get one then. And all the journeys of these postcards will go all over the place. And this beautiful art will travel all over the place. And some even back to me and my families and friends. And I think that's what Burning Man is all about. It's taking what's inside me, spreading it, and giving it all over the place. And I'm so excited that I'm fully embracing these 10 principles and Burning Man itself. I'm going to Burning Man this year, and it's going to be my first time. Yeah!